Willi Church starts in 3, 2, 1. Allez!
Lately I've been reeling, watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of 3. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of 3. Joy down in my heart to stay. Joy down in my heart to stay.
Hello, bonjour, greetings, ni hao, howdy. It's great to have you, every single one of you, watching along with Willi Church Kids online. This week, our Live Different key point is all of our riches are for sharing, which comes to us from a parable that Jesus told about a rich farmer who took for granted what he had. He thought he had it so good that he just tried to make things better for himself. But little did he realise, everything that we have is because of God, and it isn't just for us, but it's for sharing, whether we have a lot or even when we have just a little as well. All of our riches are for sharing. Let's read the story together. The rich farmer. Here is a farmer who is very rich. The farmer is rich because his soil is rich, and his corn grows faster than anyone else's, and higher than anyone else's. And at harvest time, he has much more of it than anyone else. Lucky man. This year, he has so much corn that his old barn can't hold it all. It is bursting at the seams. No problem, says the farmer. I will put it down and build a bigger one. Then next year I will be rich enough to take life easy. So he builds a bigger barn. But when harvest comes round again, the new barn is not big enough. The greedy farmer has planted more corn than before, and carrots too. No problem, says the farmer. I will build an even bigger, better barn. Then next year I will be richer still, and then I can really enjoy myself. So he builds a bigger, better barn. But at harvest time, even the bigger, better barn is not big enough. Again, the farmer has planted too much corn and too many carrots, and a few cabbages as well. This time the farmer says to himself, I will build the biggest, grandest barn the world has ever seen, and then I shall be so rich I need never work again. The barn he builds reaches up to the sky. When it is finished, the farmer sighs a great big sigh. Tomorrow I will gather in the harvest, and then at last I shall begin to enjoy myself. I know, I'll have a party. But that very night, he dies in his sleep, just like that. The birds eat his corn, the rabbits stick up his carrots, and his cabbages go to seed. The big barn stands empty, and the rich farmer never does get to enjoy his money. Poor man. Jesus says, how silly it is for a man to spend his whole life storing up riches for himself. To God, he is really a poor man. The end. Now you might think that riches is all about having lots. But even if you have 2 biscuits, and you can see someone sitting near you that only has 1, then you actually have a riches of biscuits. You don't have 1,000 biscuits or 1,000,000 biscuits, but you have 2. But they're your 2, and you want to eat them, and they're yours. But we can share and give 1 to that other person. Now, in this story, we have to remember, for us, we can't take money or biscuits or stuff, the things that we have, our toys and our clothing, and we can't take any of those things to heaven. But what we can take to heaven is each other. And so our riches, therefore sharing, so that others might actually come to know Jesus too, because we share those things with them. What better use could there be for them? Hoarding riches doesn't help you in the long run get to heaven, but sharing them with others helps everybody win. Here's a new song called God of Silence.
1, 2, 3, 4. You started science and quantum physics, wrote the law of gravity. You are the smartest bumblebees, sunshine and weirdos, pandas and nostrils and trees. Bumblebees, polar bears, raptors and eyebrows, wildebeest, mustaches, earlobes and wormholes, mountain goats, volcanoes, turtles and big toes, pandas and nostrils and trees. Puppy dogs, waterfalls, kittens and rainbows, galaxies, mushrooms and badgers and pharaohs, elephants, great white sharks, music and mangoes, pandas and nostrils and trees. Pandas and nostrils and trees? Our great God of all things bright and our great God of all things beautiful, our great God of all things wild and free, free. Thank you, God, for making me. Our great God of all things bright and our great God of all things beautiful, our great God of all things wild and free, free. Thank you, God, for making me. Thank you, God, for making me. Thank you, God, for making me. And pandas and nostrils and trees and other stuff.
How about frogs and crazy crocodiles?
That song just mentioned so many different random things that God made. Let's play a little game where you have to guess a random thing. Okay, I just want you to have some fun, okay? I will keep giving you clues until you can guess what I'm thinking, okay? I'm going to give you 7 clues and see if you can guess what I'm thinking of. It'll be hard at first, but the more clues you get, the easier it will get. So let's see how quick you can guess some of these things. Okay, I've got the first thing. Clue number 1. It is something you eat. You eat this thing. That's a lot of things, Johnny. We need more clues. Okay, clue number 2. It's always best to eat this thing slowly. Clue number 3. It comes in all sorts of different colours and flavours. Do you know what it is yet? Clue number 4. When you eat this thing, you do it by holding a stick that it sits on. Ooh, I think some of you have an idea. Say it out loud if you think you know what it is. Clue number 5. You have to take off a wrapper from the top before you eat it. Ooh. Clue number 6. The bit you eat is usually circle shape or a sphere. I think some people will know what it is by now. Last clue, number 7. It's probably more correct to say that you lick or suck this thing, not eat. Have you figured out what it is? It's a lollipop! Well done to those who figured it out. It's a lollipop. Well done. Okay. Second thing I'm thinking of. This thing is an animal. That's clue number 1. Clue number 2. Its main colour is white. Clue number 3. Its most standout feature is its mouth. Ooh. Animal, white, mouth. Mouth. Dunno. Clue number 4. Some of these animals hang out around Williamstown and Altona. Ooh, that gets you thinking. Do you know what it is? Had you already had a guess in your mind but wasn't sure and you think you know it for sure now? Let's keep going. Clue number 5. They're not dangerous for humans, but to be honest, they are a bit scary if they get close. Clue number 6. It can fly. It can fly. Oh, clue number 7. It likes to eat fish. What is it? It's a pelican. A pelican, that's right. Okay. Got one more for you. See if you can guess what this random thing is. Clue number 1. This thing is usually smaller than a microwave. Okay. You can't eat it. Clue number 3, it makes noises. Clue number 4, you usually find these things in your house somewhere. It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's tough. Another one, clue number 5, it sometimes needs electricity. And it sometimes, if it's made differently, doesn't. Clue number 6, it's a tough one, this one. This thing helps you remember things. Clue number 7, have you got it yet? Clue number 7, it sometimes has 2 hands. It sometimes has 3. It sometimes has no hands at all. Oh, do you know what it is? Hopefully that last clue gave you a big hint. It's an alarm clock! Alarm clock, that's right. Even old-fashioned watches had ways of triggering an alarm too, letting you know, reminding you of something. Well, let me give you a clue what's coming next. It shows you someone that we all know and love, and we learn something. It's our video from Kate. Well, in the theme of riches are for sharing, I thought I would share some of my riches with other people. I've got Gustav here. I've also got, does anyone know what's in this big container? Let me show you. I've got lots of tiles. You can hear them, there are lots. So I'm going to share these tiles with Gustav and our other friend here, Sheep. Okay? So I don't need all these tiles, do I? So let's share some. Oh, now Abu's a monkey. I'm a bit of a cheeky monkey sometimes, so I'm actually going to have Abu. And Violet from The Incredibles. Well, Sheep, you can have Violet. And Jessie. Well, I mean, I like Jessie, so I might have Jessie too. Who else we've got here? Jeannie. I'll have Jeannie. Simba. Well, Gustav, I know you're a lamb, but you can have little Simba. And actually, I like a lot of these. I'll have Moana and I'll have Belle and another Moana. No, I need 2 Moanas. Another Moana. No, I need 3. Oh, they're mine. Think about it a little bit like this, where this is us, and here are the riches that God gives us. Now, you might have been able to see that some of those riches have already gone into this bowl, came out through. Sometimes we need a certain amount of riches, but as time goes on, we can share those riches, and out it comes for others. Of course, at other times in our life, we might need, or God might want us to have, more riches. And so we have a lot in our lives, but God still wants us to use those riches for others, to filter out and to be blessing others as well, because He trusts us to bless others with what He's given us. And we can keep on going and keep on going, but ultimately all that we have is not just of our own, because it came from God from the top first, and ultimately it will all return to God one day. Well, that is all we have time for today. Why don't we pray? God, we want to thank you for all that we've learnt and heard today. Thank you for the songs that we can sing and praise you with. Thank you for Kate and her video. And God, I want to thank you for everyone who could join in with us today. Thanks, God. Amen. See you guys. And don't forget to tune in at 10 o'clock for Willi Church Online.
Hey, Things, how you doing? I've got a couple of puzzles for you today to work out where in Matthew we are reading. Although, does any of you remember? What about you, Jazzy? What about you, Eliza? Jude? Gabrielle? Anyone? Anyone remember what chapter we're up to? We are up to chapter 8. Oh, I was going to give you a puzzle. Pretend I didn't do that, okay? Your puzzle is you have to add up Aiden's age. Aiden is 4. So 4 plus Jamie's age, who is 4. Or you could work it out this way. You could work out Eliza. Hi, Eliza, haven't spoken to you for ages. Eliza, who is 7, plus Jude, who is 5. Have I lost you yet? 7 plus 5 is... Ow, you hurt my ears. 7 plus 5 is 12. And then we're going to minus Jamie, who is 4. So 7 plus 5 is 12. Minus 4 is... Still got 8. Did everyone get 8? Yay for you. Well, Matthew chapter 8. Well, do you know, it was a bit like an adventure book. Who likes adventures? I do. Well, this was an adventure story. Jesus was out on the boat. He was sailing. I don't know where he was going. He was Jesus. He could have gone anywhere he liked, right? He was out on his disciples and he was sailing in a boat. And Jesus went to sleep. Good on you, Jesus. He went to sleep. Well, you know what happened while Jesus was asleep? Come closer and I'll tell you. The wind and the waves got up and it became very, very scary. And his disciples got a little bit scared and they were freaking out a little bit, right? And so they rushed to Jesus and said, Jesus, Jesus, wake up. Now, I wouldn't wake Jesus up, but they woke Jesus up because they were scared. And Jesus yelled at them. Jesus said, stop. Why are you so scared? I'm Jesus. There's nothing I can't do. So what if you're getting a bit wet? And you know what Jesus did? Get this, seats. Imagine the biggest, windiest, rainiest storm ever. Jesus just stood up and went, be still, to the wind. How cool is that? The really bad wind out there, Jesus just went, be still, wind. And you know what happened? The wind stopped, the rain stopped, and everything stopped. All because Jesus said, be still. How cool is that? Jesus even controls the weather. Melbourne's weather is stupid, right? It's sunny one day, raining the next. Jesus can even control the weather. So that's what Jesus did. He just stood up and he went, be still, wind. Stand up, do it. Ready, set, go. Be still. Jude, did you get up, Jude? I didn't see you get up. Let's do it. All right, everybody, do it again for Jude's sake. Zoe, what about you in that dress? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Be still, wind. Now, I did my homework. I read Matthew chapter... Ow! Stop yelling at me. Matthew chapter 8. So your homework now is go around and tell one other person that story. Choose anyone in your house and tell them that story and do the actions. Be still. Okay? Do you know, I even heard that Bo went around telling people last week, God's got this. Yay, Bo, high five. So if Bo can do it, all of you can do it. Go and tell one other person, Jesus calmed the storm. He said, be still. All right, see you next week.